Hey guys, Grayson here, Pokey Profit. Today, I want to talk about a few items that did very well in the month of June. If you guys don't know, on the first of every month, I have a spreadsheet that I track basically month over month growth on every sealed product. And then after that, we'll do the Sword and Shield Era Booster Box update. So a couple of UPCs to highlight, the Megazard UPC and the Team Rocket's Moltres UPC. These were both up around 12-13% from the 1st of June to the 1st of July. The Zard UPC, we had the buyout on TCG Player, so I don't know if this is the most relevant one to talk about. And we'll see on Tuesday when I do the update for the UPCs again, what the eBay side of things is looking like. Still a lot of supply below a 20% move. So I really didn't expect these to hop up to $300, even $260. The fact that they're already at this price, a little bit surprising. The Team Rocket's Moltres UPC, I was very tempted to buy one of these. I just didn't find a great deal in Canada, so I never pulled the trigger, but I know some of you guys bought these and you've done very well. If we look at the 3-month chart, up over 40%, 12% month over month, 13%, whatever it is. The interesting thing about the Moltres UPC, you don't have the best pack selection. I understand there's a little bit of Destined and some other decent sets in there. I wish they put more Destined or just did all Destined rivals. I think that would have been great. You have a solid promo, which is amazing. The thing that really excites me about this UPC is that you just don't have a ton of supply out there. And you can see the supply is going up a little bit, but we're talking about 89 units below 20% move compared to the Zard UPC where it's over 1,000 below a 20% move. And they're still selling 3 to 4 per day. It's really not that bad. So I think it's a dark horse product. It's already done very well. So I wanted to highlight those two. Talking about other products that have done well, we're going to hop over to the ETB tab. Black Bolt and White Flare, of course, did very well, but Celebrations was actually the best performing in ETB. If we can scroll down and find it here, sitting around $500. There was quite the buyout on TCG Player. The interesting thing, at the same time that's going on, eBay, we're seeing more and more supply of Celebrations below 20% move. Sales volume is fairly steady. I mean, 100 to 120 boxes selling on a bi-weekly basis. Really not that bad. 7 to 8 boxes per day, maybe even a little bit more. It's honestly really interesting to see how Celebrations has played out over the past 12 to 18 months, because I think it's giving us a glimpse into the future of how the 30th is going to perform in, 2031 or whatever it is, right? 2030, when we're a few months away from the 35th anniversary. So I don't know if you need to buy a ton of 30th anniversary stuff out the gate. We touched on this a little bit in the other video, but if you're buying those UPCs and they're $400, $500, $600, do you really want to spend all your money at that price? I don't know. I'll probably get a little bit of exposure, even if I have to pay up, because man, that is going to be a juiced product. But moving on, covering all of that, we're going to hop over to the Sword and Shield era booster boxes, sort by release date. And then we'll go down to Sword and Shield Base at the bottom. Now, Sword and Shield Base is actually in a buy setup right now, which is kind of crazy. The interesting thing about this, we had 4 sales over the past 7 days. Buy it now, eBay North America. We haven't seen that amount of sales since February of this year. And before that, we'd have to go all the way back to January when there was actually 8 sales, not 9. 9 boxes were listed then, 8 sales, but 4, I mean, that's a decent amount in a week for Sword and Shield Base. And it's not the best set, guys. I still wouldn't be investing into this. It's just interesting to bring up. I'm very curious too. If anyone's watching this video and you still own Sword and Shield Base booster boxes, let me know. I'm curious how many people watching these would actually own one of those. Rebel Clash, neutral setup, really not too much to talk about here. And you're going to see a fairly common trend across the board. Sword and Shield, it's still not doing that great. A ton of supply, trend line overall, still headed upwards. We had 2 sales for Rebel Clash over the past 7 days. Darkness, booster box price is still continuing to creep up. And these actually don't do too bad on eBay. Like 12 sales in a 7-day period, around 2 per day for a set that has absolutely nothing in it and 0 value compared to the rest of the Sword and Shield era. I mean, it's impressive that Darkness is doing that well. Vivid, the interesting thing about Vivid, if we look at the 1st of June to the 1st of July, this was actually the best performing Sword and Shield era booster box. I want to say it was up like 10.5, 11% in that range. You still have a lot of supply though, a decent amount on the market. 16 sales in a 7-day period, a little bit over 2 per day. I think that's the best that you can expect from a set like Vivid. You guys can see that the Chonkachu is holding around $200, and there's about 11,600 of these in a PSA 10. So fairly easy to grade, but there's a decent amount of them out there. After Vivid, we move on to the alt-art sets, Battle Styles. When we go up and look at supply, still a decent amount out there. And after Battle, we have Chilling Reign, which is stabilizing around $500. I'll say though, with this amount of supply on eBay, we're starting to see a race to the bottom. I want to say that the lowest listed Chilling box I saw was $430 or $435. So that's not that much higher than Astral Radiance at this point, which is actually insane. That blows my mind that people are willing to let go of Chilling for a little bit over $400. I don't know. I don't get it. This is one of those things where I think we just have a lot of people now who are non-believers in the product, and maybe they need money for 30th, or they're trying to invest in other products. It's interesting to see. I do think it's going to be a while before a lot of the Sword and Shield stuff moves, but once we get all these boxes flushed out of the market, people buy them up, maybe some get opened. I don't know how long it's going to take, a quarter, 2 quarters, a year. We're going to see a lot of these boxes explode eventually, right? It is only a matter of time, but that might be a while. So if you guys own heavy bags, tough spot for sure. Blaziken, $375, Moltres, $235, Snorlax holding over 100, Slowking as well, like $105. The fact it's at that level, kind of insane to me. It's a decent set. I really like the Moltres, but I understand Blaziken. It's not the top chase that you would really want out of a set, and not really the most enjoyable opening experience either. Evolving Skies is in a watch right now, 5 out of 10, so really not that bad. Still a decent long-term hold, obviously a ton of depth in a set like Evolving. We really don't have to talk about that. I think most of you guys know that. We did see a decent drop in supply for Evolving, so we went from 74 units down to 58 units, below a 20% move. 14 sales in a 7-day period, 2 per day. It's not that bad. Obviously, I'd like that number to maybe be a little bit closer to 3 or potentially even 4, but we'll take it. For right now, beggars can't be choosers. Fusion Strike, this is another one of those boxes where we see a ton of supply on eBay, and there is a little bit of a race to the bottom. 84 boxes below a 20% move. I want to say the lowest Fusion box I saw was $925. I think I saw another one at $940, $950. So multiple boxes now below $1,000. Sales volume, it's been dropping for the past 4 or 5 weeks. 8 sales over the past 7 days, a little bit over 1 per day. Really not that great. Also, shout out Trevor TCG, who on his stream actually pulled the Gengar, which I think is awesome. Over $1,000 now, by the way, in near mint form. Then we have the Espeon, $345. Mew VMAX, $270. I remember when this was like $50, $60 ungraded. Mew V, $115. The Rainbow Mew VMAX, $115 too. Celebi's almost 100. So you have a lot of depth at this point in a set like Fusion, where at one point you only had a couple cards over $100. So that is definitely good to see. Now, Brilliant Stars, it's more of the same. Still a decent amount of supply out there. 13 boxes sold, a little bit less than 2 per day. Astral Radiance, which again is kind of closing in on Chilling Reign. We have 108 boxes below a 20% move. Last week we had 132. One seller took down a decent amount of their listings. Sales volume though, 16 boxes sold over the past 7 days, over 2 per day. That is not a common occurrence for Astral Radiance. Back here in May, we had 1 week where 21 boxes sold, and I think 12 of those 21 were in one listing. And then we'd have to go back to March when 19 boxes sold. So not a common occurrence to see that much Astral moving in the market. Lost Origin is in a watch right now. We have that drop in supply. 11 boxes sold over the past 7 days. Still not that great. And like Fusion Strike and like Chilling Reign, You can find boxes a lot cheaper now. I think around even $700. Maybe there was a listing below 700 on eBay. So people are racing to the bottom on a couple of these sets. And then finally, Silver Tempest. It's a neutral signal right now. Supply is coming down slowly, but 55 boxes below a 20% move, 10 selling on a weekly basis. Not in a good spot either. So overall, the Sword and Shield era, if you own a lot of this stuff, you're probably going to be waiting a while to see this start to move. And I have a feeling right now that there are a lot of people, whether they watch my videos or maybe they're just looking at TCG Player, watching somebody else and asking themselves, is it worth it? Like, do I really want to hold on to my cases of Lost Origin and Fusion Strike and Brilliant Stars when you see everything else just absolutely exploding and you feel like you can put your money a better place, even though you're holding a really strong product that probably doesn't have a ton of downside? It really is tempting to want to move your money and put into something else. So I think that's where we're at right now. It's going to take a while for all this to play out. You guys let me know, what are you doing with your sealed Sword and Shield product? Are you holding it? Are you selling it? With all that said, thank you all for watching the video. I know it's a late upload. Tomorrow, maybe we'll do a live stream. Probably was supposed to do one today, but it was a busy day running around town. So with all that said, I do appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you're having a great week. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.